In the volatile 9th century, amidst political intrigue and religious fervor, the papacy itself became a battleground of unprecedented savagery and ambition. Popes rose and fell with terrifying speed, often victims of the very power they desperately sought to wield within the Eternal City. Pope Formosus, a man of ambition and intellect, ascended to the throne, navigating treacherous political waters for 5 tumultuous years. His reign, however, was plagued by rivals and enemies who harbored deep-seated grievances, challenging his every decree and decision. Following his death in 896 A.D., a new pope, Stephen VI, seized power, consumed by an irrational, vengeful hatred for Formosus. Stephen's obsession grew, culminating in a truly grotesque plan. He would put his deceased predecessor on trial for alleged canonical transgressions. The decree was issued, a chilling order sent forth. Pope Formosus's body must be exhumed, brought to the Lateran Basilica for judgment. Grave robbers and papal guards, under cover of darkness, descended upon the tomb, their shovels disturbing the hallowed ground. What they unearthed was a decaying horror. Formosus's corpse, 9 months interred, now a gruesome, mummified spectacle for the ages. Dressed in pontifical vestments, the cadaver was transported through the silent pre-dawn streets, an unholy procession towards its trial. Inside the Grand Lateran Basilica, the Synod chamber awaited, transformed into a theater of the macabre, thick with an oppressive foreboding. Pope Stephen VI presided, his eyes blazing with fanatical zeal, surrounded by terrified cardinals and bishops forced to witness this abhorrent mockery. Formosus's decomposing body was propped upright on a throne, a silent, ghastly defendant in this unprecedented, blasphemous court. A terrified deacon was appointed to answer for the dead pope, his voice trembling as he spoke for the voiceless and condemned. The charges were read: perjury, coveting the papacy, and transgressing canonical law by transferring from one see to another. Stephen's voice echoed, accusing the deceased of unholy ambition, demanding retribution even from beyond the grave, with chilling conviction. The deacon, facing the skeletal Formosus, offered a feeble defense, knowing the outcome was predetermined by the mad pope's will. The stench of decay permeated the chamber, a grim reminder of the defendant's state, yet the grotesque trial continued unabated. Stephen, his face contorted with rage, delivered the swift, brutal verdict, condemning Formosus without hesitation or any mercy. Guilty. Formosus was stripped of his papal office, his acts and ordinations retroactively declared null and void, a total erasure. But the macabre spectacle wasn't over. The corpse was subjected to ritual mutilation, a horrifying act of ultimate desecration. 3 fingers, the very ones used for blessings, were severed from Formosus's right hand, a symbolic act of ultimate humiliation. His pontifical vestments were ripped from his decaying frame, leaving the disgraced body exposed, then redressed in simple grave clothes. The mutilated remains were dragged from the basilica and initially buried in a common grave, stripped of any holy recognition. Later, under Stephen's continued fury, the corpse was exhumed again and cast unceremoniously into the cold, swirling waters of the Tiber River. The public, initially horrified by the trial, soon revolted against Stephen's cruel, sacrilegious acts, condemning his madness and cruelty. Miracles were even reported. A fisherman claimed Formosus's body floated to shore, then buried it secretly in a sacred place. Stephen VI's tyrannical reign was short-lived. He was imprisoned by a public outcry and eventually strangled to death in his cell. Succeeding popes quickly recognized the injustice, rehabilitating Formosus's memory and declaring the Cadaver Synod an utter abomination. All acts and ordinations performed by Formosus were reinstated, and those committed by Stephen were declared null and void. The Cadaver Synod remains a dark, bizarre stain on the papacy's long and complex history, a chilling testament to raw power. This episode, born of madness and vengeance, echoes through time, a stark, unsettling reminder of how absolute power corrupts, even in death.